Good day everyone, welcome back to this channel. As you can see, I'm showing my face, a little bit of a face reveal. Be kind to me, this is my first video that I'm actually showing my face on. But yes, it's going to be a really awesome video. We are going to talk about highs and lows, a liquidity sweep, break of structure, and then we are going to wait for some sort of retracement into an order block. So I hope you enjoy this video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and let's jump straight to the charts. Alright, so the first thing that we need to identify for the strategy, we want to know how to identify highs, and we want to know how to identify lows. Now, as you know, a high consists out of candle 1, candle 2, candle 3, and a low consists out of candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. So this we call a fractal high because the candle in the middle is higher than the candle on the left, candle on the right. A fractal low is the candle in the middle is lower than the candle on the left, candle on the right. Now, for today, we are going to use this a little bit differently. So what we want to do, we want to identify the highs and the lows a little bit different. So what do I mean by that? We are going to identify a high with a 1 up candle and then a 1 down candle. The lows we are going to identify with a low candle and a 1 up candle. And this is going to determine for us a break of structure so we know when we have like a shift in the market. Really easy. Just remember, let me just draw out here. So we have an up candle and we have a down candle right over here. So this then is going to be your low. Candle down, candle down, candle up. So let's say this is a red candle, this is a green candle, so this is going to be our low. So what we need to wait for when we have a candle up and a candle down, we want to see, we're going to take the highest point of these two candles, and this is going to be your high. If this wick was still there, this would be your high, and the vice versa for the down. And then what we are going to wait for, let me just clean up here quickly. So basically when we have price, we want to wait for some sort of liquidity sweep, for example, right over here. Then we want an up and a down candle to create the high. And then inside of this move, or when it starts to happen, we want to get a down and an up candle. Then we're going to wait for a market structure shift or break of structure. And then we are going to enter, or we can wait for the retest inside of the order block area that we are going to do. And then we are going to take a trade to continue downwards. Really easy, simple strategy. So that's what we are going to do. So let's jump to the charts and let's get straight to that. All right, so we are here on Weltrade's web terminal. It's on an MT5, so it's basically like a little trading view, but it's MT5 web. So what we want to do, we want to look at the price so I can show you some examples how this look and how we are going to identify the order blocks, break of structures, and everything like that. So let me show you first what I mean by a high and a low. Do you see these two candles, for example? We have an up candle and we have a down candle. So this would be your high. As you can see right over here, we have a down candle and we have an up candle. And this, the lowest of these two candles is this wick right over here. So that will be your low. Then again, we have an up candle, down candle. So this would become my new high. Down, 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 and up candle, the lowest point right over here. So this would be my new low. I hope that makes sense. So this is how we are going to identify the highs and the lows for this strategy. And then how are we going to identify the order blocks? So we want to go from the low that made a push, basically, that took out liquidity for here, for example. We want to get this low that created this push. So where will this low be? Do you see these candles right over here? We have a down candle and we have an up candle. That's our low. So basically, our order block area goes from here until there. That's our order block area. So we took liquidity. We had a break of structure of this low. We created an order block. Immediately, we retraced into this order block. Plus, inside of this order block, we had a fair value gap. We got our entry, and then as you can see, price just went down. Let's look at another example so you can just understand what I mean. So this is also one. So let's look at this quickly. We have our highs. Where is our last low? We have a down candle and an up candle. So this is my last valid low. This is the low that took out this high right over here. As you can see, this big push. So here we are going to mark this out as our order block area. We had a big push down. And then we had a consolidation tapping in here. As soon as we broke out, this became a breaker block, but not into that. Let's break this piece of little price action down now as well. So as you can see, we are here on the 1 hour. So let's quickly delete this order block and this as well. So let me show you something as well. When we have a liquidity sweep, right? We created a high. We created a low right over here. Do you see this candle here did not break through this low? So this is not the new high as yet. The low, it needs to close. So what happens now? We have a down candle and then an up candle again. So now it becomes your new low. And this becomes your new high. Why? Up and down, and then we have a down and up. So high, low. This candle right over here broke out of this. So this indicates after we had this sweep to the upside, this indicates now we had a break of structure. So if we are an aggressive trader, you can enter right over here on the close of this candle, and you can target the next obvious levels of liquidity. Literally, you can target the next obvious levels of liquidity. Don't aim for the moon 1 till 20 R risk to reward. This will be a good trade if you are on the 1 hour right over here. Now you can always refine this going onto the lower time frames if it makes sense. So let's quickly delete this and let me show you. So when we look at price right over here, we had a big push up. We took this lows right over here. We had a big push up. We came down. Price is inside of this fair value gap. And also there was a low that's being created right over there. So we took this low right over here. This was our last high right over here. We broke it. Now this this high was the high that created this push for this down move right over here. So you will take your order block literally from there until there. Now you can go on to the lower time frame. Let's go to the 15 minute and see if there's something there. So now you can go refine it. So after we took this liquidity, right, we had a big push up. Let me just delete this block quickly. We had a big push up. So now you can even refine it. Came down. Now again, high right over here, low right over here. This candle here broke this high. Why is this the high? Because remember, the beginning of the video, we want an up and a down candle. Up, down to create a high. This candle here broke through it. We had a break of structure. Do you see price went up? Now it's starting to retrace again. Here we are currently in this fair value gap area right over here. So there's a bunch of ways you can actually look at this. Do you agree this high was the high that created this big push down that took liquidity? If you say yes, then cool. There's your original order block, right? There you can see why it returned right over here, because we tapped into this order block right over here after we had this confirmation of the break of structure right over here. Let's see what happens when we go, for example, to a 5 minute. Zoom out. There we go. So now if you are a more conservative trader, you can literally wait for the higher time frames to take out this move. We are retracing inside of this order block area. So look what happened again. Okay. We took liquidity. We had a break of structure right over here. Why? Up candle, down candle. We closed right over here, so it confirms the break of structure. You can enter your trade right over there, and then you can target. You can see from this move, we had a big push to the upside before we started moving down again. So this is where you're going to go on your higher time frames to see, okay, price reacted from this level. You know, this level here, price reacted from there. And you can carry on and on. If you go on to the higher time frames, you can see this is going to be a nice liquidity sweep. And this is how it works. Even on the 5 minutes, as you can see, we have like huge spikes and then small moves down. This is a pair of Weltrade gain 99.9. So here we have a few pairs, pain, gain. So it's basically synthetic indices. So you can trade over the weekends. There's a bunch of different trades or like pairs you can look at that looks a little bit different. Weltrade also offers Forex and indices and everything like that. For the sake of this video, we went to the synthetic pairs. So if you know boom and crash like the RIV, this is basically it. The pain and gain is exactly like boom and crash from the RIV. So yeah, that's how it works. Nice and easy strategy. If you go to any other pair, let's go to pain, for example, right? We are on the 1 hour. We can see this low was the low that created this big push up. Here we had to confirm the break of structure right over here. Eventually we took out this low actually as well, right? This becomes a huge order block area. There we go. Price broke through, came back. Now let's quickly go down to the lower time frame, see if we see anything. We tapped inside of a fair value gap when we re-entered this order block right over here. So let's break this down a little bit. So we're already in the retracement inside of a fair value gap. Here we have a high. We have a low. We have a new high. we have a new low, we have a new high, we have a new low. See what happened right over here? This candle literally broke through to confirm break of structure inside of an hour order block. You enter your trade right over here, and then look what happened. Price went down all the way, and it only started to reverse right over here. So that's how easy the strategy is. We are going to wait for a liquidity sweep. We are going to wait for a break of structure. We're going to wait for an order block for the retracement, and then you can go down to the lower time frames to confirm it. So I hope this video helps you. Also, go check out Weltrade, really cool broker here as well. They have synthetics, they have the pros account. So here you can do your real and your demo. You can see here you can just add a new account. So let's just say open new account. Here you can choose micro accounts, premium accounts, pros, synthetic, or demos accounts. So here you can see exactly the what you can trade, like Forex, metal, CFDs for digital instruments, commodities, indices, and so forth. Premium, pro, synthetics, and then also your demo to practice. Here you can choose your account types and sizes and your leverage and everything like that. And then as well, really cool wow coin. So it's basically the more you trade, the more points you get, and with your points you can buy actual vouchers. So that's pretty cool. So welcome to WowCoin Shop, your marketplace for rewards. Earn WoW coins through trading and exchange them for a variety and exclusive prices available only on WowShop. So guys, the more you trade, the more coins you gain and the more vouchers you can get. So that's an awesome feature right over there. If you want to trade on your MT5 here at Weltrade, you can literally just go to the web terminal. You can log into your account, and that's the screen that I did this video on. So yes, awesome. Hope you enjoy this video. Go check out Weltrade. Link is in the description, and then I'll see you in the next video.